What's up, you guys? My name is Aubrey, this is my channel, and today we're going to be talking about passive income. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down different ways that the average normal person can make passive income in their free time. The best part is all of these ideas that I'll be talking about in this video are ones that you don't need any money to get started with. They are all done 100% online, and there is something that anybody, and I mean anybody, can get started doing today. So let's get started. Now, I love passive income, and the reason why I love it is because I believe that it is one of the, if not the best way to make more money without adding more items onto your plate and onto your to-do list. But the problem is passive income has a bad reputation. A lot of people believe that in order to make passive income, you have to have a lot of money to start out with, which honestly isn't always the case, though it of course helps. And so because of that, I wanted to make this video, and I want to break down some really creative and really cool ways that the average everyday person can make truly passive income. And so with that, let's dig into the very first income stream that I want to talk about today, which is creating digital content to be sold on Etsy. Now, this is something that I think is so unique, and I've never seen many YouTubers talk about it, and I'm not exactly sure why. Now, we've all heard of Etsy. Etsy is an online marketplace that connects buyers with boutique shop owners. I use Etsy all the time. I absolutely love it from a consumer standpoint. But did you know that Etsy also sells digital products as well? And if you can implement and you can execute a digital store on Etsy, this could be an excellent passive income stream. Basically, how it would work is very similar to if you were selling a physical product. You would set up a storefront on Etsy, you would then create your product, and then you would sell that product. But rather than with a traditional store where once you get an order, you have to package up the goods, you then have to ship it, it's very labor intensive, it can be very costly. In the case of a digital storefront, all you'd have to do is send the digital product, which oftentimes is sent in the form of an automated email, which means you yourself don't even have to send it. Now, digital products on Etsy exist in so many different formats. There are Excel spreadsheets that you can buy. There are like budgets that you can buy. There are planners that you can buy. There's posters or prints that you can buy. Now, the reason why I think this income stream is so cool is because I really do think that this is something that anybody could do regardless of ability, artistic ability, or background experience. For example, you could sell like online budget trackers, and you could hire somebody on Upwork to make you a budget tracker, and then you could sell that same budget tracker on Etsy. Or alternatively, if you're somebody that is creative, you could create artwork and then sell that. There are just so many different viable paths that you can pursue, and regardless of your ability, there is something out there for someone. You could even then spin this off into like a multi-product line Etsy shop. You could also spin it off into a Shopify store. There are so many different directions that you could go with this path. Now, of course, with this income stream, how much money you would make would depend on what products you were selling and how many of those products you were selling. If you had a store with hundreds of different items, you could potentially make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month. If you were a store that just had one item and you had a few sales a month, then you could maybe make $50 or $100 per month. It would, of course, depend on the popularity of your store, how many sales you had, what you were selling, what your price point is. There are a ton of factors to keep in mind. But regardless, selling digital items on Etsy is an awesome and very viable path to pursue. Next is print on demand, specifically with the platform Printful. Now, I myself have never experimented with print on demand stores, but I've always found the concept to be extremely interesting. Basically, how print on demand works is whenever you, the store owner, would design products, and then you would get to a third-party fulfillment company to then fulfill those orders. And so how it would work is if you had a store and I wanted to buy one of your products, I would go onto your website, I would buy the product, but instead of then having you package the product, send out the product, ship the product, you would just sit there and collect the money, and then this third-party distributor would do all of the heavy lifting. It's sort of like drop shipping, but with custom products. Now, print on demand is a bit saturated. There's been a lot of people over the years that have found a lot of success with this business model, and so because of that, there have been millions of others that have followed. But where I think this income stream could do really well is if number one, you were creative, and number two, you are somebody that could really create products that are going with the flow of mainstream media and with memes and with online content. For example, during the 2021 presidential inauguration for President Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, there was that meme of Bernie Sanders circulating around. If you're the type of person that could go quickly and create phone covers and pillowcases and shower curtains with Bernie Sanders on them, you're somebody that could have potentially done very well because this meme was so hot and was circulating everywhere on the internet, and you could capitalize on that. Another example could be pop culture. You could create products that are related to a specific type of pop culture reference. For example, The Office or SpongeBob SquarePants or Parks and Recreation. You could create create products that only fans of these TV shows would understand. And as a result, these fans of these shows would be more inclined and more apt to buy that product, which is of course putting money into your pocket. And lastly, you could also create products about niche hobbies or niche groups that you're in. For example, maybe you love cars, or you love triathlon, or you love running. You could create products that only people in those groups would really understand. And that means you can target those people, you could get them to buy your products, and then you can make some extra money. Now, there are a few reasons why I really like this income stream. Number one is because Printful specifically handles print on demand for a wide variety of different products. It doesn't just limit it to t-shirts. You can get print on demand phone cases, laptop cases, pillows, socks, shower curtains, very literally anything. Basically anything that this company can produce, you can get something custom printed on it. And I think that that's really, really cool. The second reason why I really like print on demand is because you don't have to worry about any of the distribution or manufacturing of the item. You basically just worry about the design of the item. And like I mentioned earlier, you could always hire a graphic designer to create these graphics for you and then go and sell those same graphics for a profit. For example, you could do this on 99 Designs, spend a couple of $100, connect with a designer, get a logo or a design created, and then sell that same design. Number 3 on this list is creating stock photography, music, and videography. Now, the world of stock images, stock music, and stock videos isn't going away anytime soon. Content creation is here to stay, and the content creation sector is getting larger and larger and larger. And the reality is, stock media is a really valuable asset for any online content creator. In fact, I use stock images, I use stock video, I use stock music all the time on my YouTube channels. Now, this is something that is really cool because this is something that anybody can get started with. It is passive and it's something that is really fun to do. If you're somebody that enjoys creating content, then creating that content and then selling it on these stock websites is a really awesome path to pursue because number 1, you get to pursue your hobby. Number 2, you get to perfect your craft. And number 3, you get to make some extra money at the same time. Now, the amount of money that you can make from this type of passive income stream would depend on a number of different factors, including your own notoriety. So do you become a popular stock photographer? If so, you would probably make more per image versus somebody just starting out. But number 2, what type of media are you producing? Are you producing stock images, stock videos, stock music? All of these 3 things pay out differently. And number 3, how often is this media being downloaded? In the case of stock photos, you could typically expect to make between 25 and 50 cents per stock photo download. It's a little bit more for stock videos, it's less for stock music. Now, of course, again, this isn't something that will make you rich, but it is something that can make you some passive income while you're pursuing your hobby. And the next one on this list is my absolute favorite. It is so cool, and it's something that I've never even thought about doing. In fact, I've never heard about it before. And that is creating travel itineraries that people can buy online. Now, there is a website called Wild Bum, that's Wild B-U-M, and that allows for people who are traveling to different cities, states, or countries. It allows for them to download travel itineraries from people that live in those cities, states, and countries. Basically, how it works is, let's say that you live in Los Angeles. Well, millions of people a year visit Los Angeles, and whenever they go there, they need to have things to do while they're visiting. Now, there are, of course, those types of things that everybody should do while they're in LA, but what about those things that only locals would know about? That's where Wild Bum can come in. Now, Wild Bum sells travel itineraries that are written by locals for the purpose of travelers to purchase. And travelers can purchase them from anywhere between $20, $50, sometimes even higher. So in the case of this Los Angeles example, if you lived in LA, you could create a travel itinerary. You create that one time based off of what you think should be done while you're there. You then sell it on Wild Bum, and then every single time somebody buys this itinerary, you make some passive cash. I think that this is so cool, and I think that there's a lot of value here for both the traveler as well as the person creating the itinerary. And in the case of Wild Bum, they are referred to as travel architects. I think that this is a really fun, really creative passive income stream. And if you're somebody that is really good about finding cool things to do in your hometown, then this is a perfect passive income stream to pursue. But with that being said, you guys, I wanted to make this video because I personally think that passive income is such a fun and cool topic to explore. And I really found the ones that we've discussed in this video to be really interesting and relatively easy for the average person to implement. Like always, if you have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, make sure to leave a comment down below. If you have other passive income streams that you have in your own life, I would love to hear about it, so make sure to leave a comment. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.